Okay, I just wanted to do this as a video because you guys all take different amounts of time to write, and so that way you can just get all your writing done and then move on to the game whenever you are ready. So we are moving on to circles, and a circle is the set of all points in a plane at a given distance from a given point or the center of the circle in the plane. So what you need to know from this is that the circle, every point on the circle is the same distance from the center, and that's what makes it a circle. And then we use the center to name it. So this would be circle A, and this would be circle A. Regardless of the size of the circle, you still just use the center to give it a name. The radius is a segment from a point on the circle to the center. So it's from the middle to any point on the circle is the radius. And then we name them similar to how we named line segments. This would just be radius AB. And this is not a circle, and I try to fix it, and it bothers me. A chord is a segment whose endpoints lie on a circle. So we have a few different options. Which one is the chord? It just says a segment whose endpoints lie on a circle. This segment has endpoints on a circle, and this segment has endpoints on a circle. So they're both chords. So chord is just a segment that both their endpoints are on the circle somewhere. This one that happens to go through the center is our special chord called the diameter. So diameter is a chord. It's just, it has to go through the center. So it's just the special name for the chord that goes through the center. It's called the diameter. Make sure you're drawing these pictures and writing down the notations for it. That's why that circle is there for you. A secant is a line that contains a chord. So it's just a line that goes through a circle. If that line goes through the center, it's still called a secant because it's containing the chord of the diameter. But a secant is just, think about a chord that then extends in both directions. So secants are lines and chords are segments. That's going to be important. A tangent is a line that lies in the plane of a circle and intersects the circle at exactly one point called the point of tangency. So look like this. It's just like it's touching the edge of the circle, but that's it. So you have a picture at the bottom, and I want you to try and label using all of these things. Label the different parts of the circle, and then so pause it and do that, and then check back in. Alright, so this would be the center, this dot in the middle. This dot here is the point of tangency. It's where the tangent intersects the circle in one point. The radius is from the center to the edge of the circle. Chords, both of these are chords. A chord has two endpoints on the circle. The one that goes through the center is the special chord called the diameter. And then a secant is a line containing a chord, so the secant just crosses through the circle and keeps going. So that's our vocabulary on that side. An arc is the continuous unbroken part of the circle between 2 points. So it's kind of like a segment of a circle. And then we have different kinds of arcs. We have a semicircle, which is half a circle, an arc that measures 180 degrees. So I'm going to highlight that for you. So BDC this way. That's a semicircle. And this side is another semicircle. So it's just half the circle. It's not the inside part of the circle, it's the arc. So it's half the arc. I also want you to take note of this notation. So the letters, they're kind of like angles. Like if the letters are involved, that's where it goes. So if I just said BC, I could have been talking about this blue part or this green part because both of them are connected with BC. But because this says BDC, that means I start at B and I go to D and then I go to C. So that's important to note. A minor arc is an arc that's less than 180 degrees. So that would be this little part. So an arc less than 180 is minor. So an arc more than 180 is major. And then notice this says BCD. So if I start at B and go to C and then go to D, that's more than 180 degrees. I'm at more than half the circle. So that's a major arc. This part here, B to D, would just be a minor arc. So if I just put BD, I'd be talking about this direction. So that's why I have to put BCD to talk about that direction. A central angle is an angle whose vertex is the center of a circle and whose sides are radii of the circle. So before I show you the picture, think about what that means. The vertex of the angle is the center and the sides are the radius. So it's like a piece of a pie. Like these are angles that you see all the time. So it's just like a piece of the pie. So the center is the vertex and then it goes to the edges of the circle. An inscribed angle, the vertex is now on the circle and then its sides are just chords. I'm going to add that. Sides are chords. So an inscribed angle, the angle whose vertex lies on the circle, its sides are chords. So you have this picture at the bottom. If you would go ahead and label this picture. So pause it, label, and come back to me. Alright, so the major arc is the one that goes all the way around this part. The minor arc is just this tiny part, this purple part. The minor is less than 100 degrees, 80 degrees. The major is more than 180 degrees. Central angle, the vertex is the center. Inscribed angle, the vertex is on the circle. So that's it. That's all of your vocabulary. If you will go to the quizzes and start the game.